Hello and welcome to the Cyber Safety News Show here on the Safety News Network. My name is Adam Blue, and each week I'll dive into the world of cybersecurity and talk about any of the recent news of cyber attacks or maybe ways that you can get around it and stay safe. But today's episode, very interesting. We're going to be talking about a segment of AI, or really what are just algorithms, and that has to do with deepfakes. Using deepfake technology to trick people into, getting into a security system, getting into anyone's environment. And it's very interesting that it's gotten to this point because as cybersecurity attacks happen, we have organizations, governments themselves coming up with ways to remediate, to keep people safe, technologies that you can use to stop attackers, stop their new exploits. But as technology continues to evolve to stop those things, it gets bigger and bigger that it then itself can be used to use security attacks to get into people's environments, organizations, anybody really. And what it has to do with is getting to the person. Because with electronics logging in, safeguards with MFA and everything, that's a layer of technology. But the layer that's easily manipulated is the individual. It's the person, and anyone can be. You can be a super smart, intelligent person, or at least you think so, but you could be tricked and not even realize it. And that's what's been coming up as of late, is using deepfakes. Again, kind of this AI thing has to do with algorithmic-based technology, but using deepfakes to trick people. So, let's get into it. Starting with just this article that kind of talks about it in a way to kind of help set the stage here. What are deepfakes? A deepfake is the act of maliciously replacing real images and videos with fabricated ones to perform information manipulation. To create images, video, and audio that are high quality enough to be used in deepfakes, AI and ML, machine learning, are required. Such use of AI and ML and image replacement are unlike other types of information manipulation, which use less extreme manipulation techniques like misrepresentation of information, isolating parts of the information, or editing it in a deceptive manner. Ite Mayor, Senior Director of Security Strategy at Cato Networks, adds, to add complications, the recent advancements in accessibility to AI-generated text, such as ChatGPT, have already been used in combination with deepfakes as a proof of concept to create interactive, human-looking conversation bots. So there's multiple layers deepfakes could be used, but the idea is to use technology to kind of mask, trick. It's almost like CGI in a movie, for instance. It's special effects. These are special effects to kind of, through digital means, to trick someone into doing something. Now, there's ways you could trick people, sending them a link where the link is really to something else. But how can you share something to someone to make them believe what they're seeing and then act on what that message is? That's what's interesting, because someone can look at a link, hover over it, and see, well, the bottom of the email is actually showing the URL goes somewhere else fishy, which is interesting. But if you're looking at a video of someone you know that's telling you what to do, you might believe them. So looking down here, I think the big obvious one is the face swap. It is taking, it could be an actor or anyone, any character, any person, and swapping their face with someone else, having the lips move and it match. There's a famous one with someone that kind of impersonates Tom Cruise. That's all over TikTok. So they have someone that has the Tom Cruise, and what they usually do is they feed videos of said person. Usually that's how it has to be done. So that's why actors are used a lot, into the algorithm machine, where it then is constantly reading all of the shapes and the contours in someone's face as they're moving around. So when the deepfake is created, it can form what the actual video is trying to portray and map it on top. Yeah, there's some parts where the human has to kind of program the machine in a way, but once you get to that step, then you can do that. And it links next to like this Puppet Master lip sync. So the idea here is, sure, you can make it look like someone, but can you make the talking seem credible? And that's what this actor here did. Director also, if you don't know him, for Obama. He actually did some speech. He was talking, and Obama, the video of Obama was talking lip syncing to that. And that's just what the technology allows you to do. I mean, think of the future where cybersecurity goes as far as some powerful leader in another country maybe says something extreme to the world or on social media in a video. But, you know, nowadays, if you're anticipating it, you can pretty much kind of see fragments from a video if it happens to be deep fake or not. So vocal synthesis, which I think is the bigger piece to what's going to affect like current ways threat actors use technology to gain entry, or what cyber attacks are based off of. This is just a means to quickly get that done. So let's look at this. This is from an article from PC Mag. A hacker used AI to deepfake an employee's voice and break into an IT company. The breach, which ensnared 27 cloud customers, occurred last month at Retool, a company that helps clients build business software. The hacker kicked off the intrusion by sending several employees at Retool SMS-based text messages that claimed to come from a member of Retool's IT team who was reaching out to resolve a payroll issue preventing employees from receiving healthcare coverage. Most Retool employees who received the phishing message refrained from responding, except for one. It only takes one. But these other that refrained from responding, either maybe they just didn't want to do any extra work, or maybe they were just some of the few that can recognize when a phishing attempt is occurring. The unsuspecting employee clicked a URL in the message which forwarded them to a fake internet portal to log in. After logging into the portal, which included a multi-factor authentication form, the hacker called the employee while using an AI-powered deepfake. The caller claimed to be one of the members of the IT team and deepfaked our employee's actual voice, Retool said in the report. The voice was familiar with the floor plan of the office, coworkers, and internal processes of the company. Throughout the conversation, the employee grew more and more suspicious, but unfortunately did provide the attacker one additional multi-factor authentication code. The incident suggests the mysterious attacker may have already infiltrated Retool to some extent before calling the employee. Once the multi-factor code was given up, the attacker added their own device, or it could be a threat actor, added their own device to the employee's account and pivoted toward accessing their G Suite account. So there's a lot of actually things we're seeing here that I've talked to in previous videos where sometimes multiple ways of using cybersecurity attacks are done in order to get to a certain goal. Sometimes you get in to get just enough information that you can use for another entry that you can get in to use that information to maybe get some information that you can use to get somewhere else. Retool says the G Suite access was especially devastating since Google's Authenticator app recently incorporated a cloud syncing function. This means your multi-factor authentication codes can be viewed on more than one device, like a smartphone and tablet synced to the account. Google added the cloud syncing so people could access MFA codes in the event their phone was lost or stolen, but Retool points out a key drawback to the approach: if your Google account is compromised, so now are your MFA codes. And now that is a good point, because I brought up before, when you use an authenticator app that actually displays a code, sometimes if you were to get a new phone, lose your phone, and while losing the phone or getting stolen is pretty common, there's the deliberate act of exchanging your phone, turning in your phone to get a new one, being done with a phone. And some people don't realize the authenticator app is required on that device. And what you would normally do is, with the phone you have and the new one, you would do some sort of authentication transfer. Here they're talking about where Google has it where the codes are synced. So if someone can access someone else's account on another device, that gives them access to the MFA codes. So it's tough too, because if you're someone that needs access to an important app or program that requires MFA and it requires codes on something that doesn't sync in the cloud, and you lose your phone, you may never be able to get access to it again, or you do and you have to jump through a lot of hoops. And that's something I've come across recently too, is just when it comes to doing things where you have to use personal information, financial information, there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through, and that is because of security. But we now get this added layer of deepfake technology that could kind of accelerate the process for an attacker to get what they need. So then it brings me to this. So this is from Defense.gov, contextualizing deepfake threats to organizations. So this is what our government has to say. So threats from synthetic media, such as deepfakes, present a growing challenge for all users of modern technology and communications, including national security systems, the Department of Defense, the Defense Industrial Base, and national critical infrastructure owners and operators. As with many technologies, synthetic media techniques can be used for both positive and malicious purposes. While there are limited indications of significant use of synthetic media techniques by malicious state-sponsored actors, the increasing availability and efficiency of synthetic media techniques available to less capable malicious cyber actors indicate these types of techniques will likely increase in frequency and sophistication. So, I don't know why they had to say there are limited indications of this use by state-sponsored actors, or maybe that's for, the government themselves to kind of stay clear of, yeah, we're not doing it, but of course they are, and it should be top of the line. Synthetic media threats broadly exist across technologies associated with the use of text, video, audio, and images, which are used for a variety of purposes online and in conjunction with communications of all types. Deepfakes are a particularly concerning type of synthetic media that utilizes artificial intelligence, machine learning, so AI, ML, we're seeing those acronyms again. Get used to that, we're going to see them a lot. And in AI, I want to say it's AI, artificial intelligence, it's almost the wrong way to go about it. It's more of an algorithm. ML, machine learning, is more in line with the terminology and the technology that's actually occurring here. Machine learning is taking sets of data over and over and over and then building a database of what it's getting so that an algorithm can then be used to get an output from that machine learning. I guess the AI is the idea that at the end of the day, both collecting and receiving data and then using that data to get something done is almost like an intelligence if it was done on its own. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on to create believable and highly realistic media. The most substantial threats from the abuse of synthetic media include techniques that threaten an organization's brand, impersonate leaders and financial officers, and use fraudulent communications to enable access to an organization's networks, communications, and sensitive information. Organizations can take a variety of steps to identify, defend against, and respond to deepfake threats. They should consider implementing a number of technologies to detect deepfakes and determine media provenance, including real-time verification capabilities, passive detection techniques, and protection of high-priority officers and their communications. And so I know right now, kind of adjacent to cybersecurity, when it comes to making any sort of request or change within an IT environment, there's something that's called a change request review that can occur, not always, but it's usually done to dot the I's, cross the T's to make sure before it's enacted or put in place, it doesn't mess up anything. I almost feel like in the future we're going to start seeing some more like kind of old school style techniques. It reminds me of that show Battlestar Galactica where they can't use wireless technology because they can be hacked into, so they use old school phones, but they're still using spacecraft in space, so futuristic technology. That's going to be the same here. Let's say you do get a video or an SMS with a link and a voice and someone saying, hey, can you do this for me? Well, maybe there's a review change board like they brought up here. They use high priority officers. Use a group of people that are supposed to then check and verify what's going to occur. And I think that's probably the way to go in the future. There's probably going to be newer means of training individuals within organizations by showing them what to look for in a potential deepfake video or what to hear or listen for in audio so they can confirm what they're seeing or hearing is legit. And along with that, I really think it's going to be what I said before, adding layers of people to verify what's going on. Anyway, guys, that was a great video to cover. I think, with the algorithms, AI, machine learning, turning, things into deep fakes, it's only a matter of time before that is fully leveraged as cybersecurity attacks. So if you have any examples of this occurring, please put them in the comment below. It'd be cool to talk about in a future episode. Or anything else you want me to cover that's cybersecurity related, please let me know in the comments below. But other than that, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Give the video a like if you thought it was cool, and we'll talk later.